Hey, we're back on the Rich Room Spotlight with my boy T-Robe or Tony Robeson.
Yeah, the government Tony Robeson, man.
Tony Robeson, but we don't know him like that. We know T-Robe, a brother of mine. We're like twins, man.
Yeah,
we're like twins.
Well, before you lost the weight, we were like twins.
Yeah, before I got no. Correction. Before I got sexy.
Oh, there it is.
Before I got sexy. Before I got sexy. So guys, I'm here with T-Robe. I want to talk to you, man. I want to know about you. I want to know about your journey. What brought you here? You know what I mean? Before I met you.
All right, so
you know what I mean?
A lot of people don't know this about me. Before I became a comedian, I was a flight attendant for US Airways. And that was like kind of what led me into becoming a comedian. Like I was always like the silly guy on the plane, and I was making silly announcements, and somebody like dared me one time to like get on stage.
Really?
And what happened?
I'm
gonna tell you a story. So I'm gonna tell you a story. So as a flight attendant, which sounds really wild, but like 95% of the guys that are flight attendants are gay.
Yeah,
but 5% was me. That was like my
you're
college, right? I was going through them. Like it was like that. But like this is what happened. It was one day we was on this flight, and if you know anything about flight attendants, when you're coming down the aisle, you're supposed to serve window to aisle ladies first, if that makes sense. So if the lady's sitting in, so if it's A, B, C, and the lady's sitting in B, you got to go to B first, and then to the window, then to the aisle. So I could see in the distance, like 17C, that's this guy. He was just being an asshole. He was being unruly. Everybody around him was mad. And when I got to him, I purposely like skipped over him. I waited on everybody in his row before I got to him. Now you hand everybody a napkin.
Right.
So you know a beverage napkin, you can open the beverage napkin up. So it looked like a square, but when you open it up, it looked like 4 squares.
Right.
Does that make sense what I'm saying? So I gave him a bag of peanuts, and he was like, I can't believe this flight cost this much. He was just bitching and going crazy. He opens the bag of peanuts, pours them out, and starts counting the peanuts. So I'm like looking at him like, what the hell is he doing, man? Counting the peanuts. So I'm making everybody they drink, and then I come to him and I'm like, can I get you something? He said, yeah, let me get a Bloody Mary. I'm like, that'll be $5. He was like, I paid $500 for this flight. $5 for, he said, you want $5 for the Bloody Mary? He's like, I only get 10 fucking peanuts. I was so mad, man. I picked the peanut up and ate it. I'm like, I'm sorry, sir. You was only supposed to get 9.
You took his peanut.
That's how I knew. I ate the peanut, man. I ate the peanut. So, you don't see your supervisor much.
Right.
Whenever, as a flight attendant, you might see him like once a year. When I landed back in Philly, I had a note in my box that I had to go see my supervisor. I got up there and told him the story. He was like, man, he said, I just wanted you to tell me in person.
Right, he wanted to hear that.
Yeah. So that was kind of what led me into doing comedy, man. Like,
really?
Yeah, so somebody dared me to get on stage in Philly. It's a small comedy club called the Laugh House.
Okay.
It was on South Street in Philadelphia.
Oh, wow.
It's closed now. But back then, that's when Kevin Hart and all them was there. Our boy T-Robe was there. Yeah. Everybody was there, man. So I went down and I did it. And I was feeling myself, man. I'm like, I did good for my first one.
Right.
I went back the next week and got booed. Every comedian, I don't care who you are, you're going to get booed at some point in your career.
Really?
Everybody.
It ain't
happening now.
You push through it.
Yeah, you push through it. So that is where I started. 9/11 happened. I moved back home to Pittsburgh, and I've been doing comedy ever since. I never quit, man. I just keep telling people. There's so many comedians I know. I was telling you earlier, a lot of comedians I know start, but then they quit because it gets hard. Like comedy, this is not an easy path.
Adversity, man.
It's a marathon, but I know anything you do in life, if you keep plugging at it, eventually you're gonna be successful.
Yeah, man.
If it's meant for you.
It's
some motherfuckers out there that ain't
funny. They ain't funny?
It ain't meant for them.
It's not meant for them.
It ain't meant for them. So if you keep plugging at it and it's meant for you and you funny and you stay committed and convicted to what you're doing, you're gonna end up winning.
Right. Because there's gonna be a path. If you continue pushing, there's going to be a path.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But you'd be amazed at how many people they get on and they don't get the response that they want. They don't understand how to overcome that on stage. You know what I mean? I make fun of myself. I make fun of myself if the joke don't go over. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn,
put it on you.
That shit was funny when I wrote it, motherfucker. But now it ain't. But they don't, you just got to keep plugging and keep going through it, man. So, man, over the years, you've seen who I worked with.
Yeah.
I mean, I started
a lot of people I know that don't do it anymore.
Yep, exactly. And I've done the open mic thing for I ran the Pittsburgh Improv open mic for 11 years. And then what happens from there is you start to get the trust of the managers and the GMs of the club. They start booking you on weekends to open for other acts. Then they start coming to town. You start getting cool with everybody.
It goes up.
It just keeps going up from there, man.
Wow.
So you end up winning at the end of the day.
Yeah.
That's how that goes. So, anything,
man.
And perseverance. Absolutely.
Persevere.
Man. Absolutely, man.
That's something, man. Because, I always see comics who just disappear. they disappear. You know, and I always think, well, maybe it just wasn't opportunities, but maybe they just didn't want it.
You ever start something in your life and you know it got tough, and then you just literally like you fold it, or do you just keep pressing on? If you keep pressing, you're gonna end up winning, man. The people that don't do that and they fold, what are you saying to yourself?
Yeah,
like basically like it got tough for me and I couldn't do it no more. So sometimes it ain't about the funny. It's just about the having, you know, the mindset or the willpower to keep doing something like that. You know what I mean? So no matter what it is, man, it ain't just comedy. Like if you work at McDonald's frying fries in 23 years from now, you should own a fucking McDonald's.
That's the message. Yeah, that's it.
Or you just complacent in life.
Yeah.
There's no growth with yourself. You know what I mean? So that's the way I see that. You know,
or it's time to pivot. It's time to pivot and go because it may not be for you.
It may not be for you. It may not be the fry guy. You might have to go to Giant Eagle or something.
Right. That's it, man.
Exactly, man.
One of the messages I always tell people, because I mentor kids, as you do, you know, my thing is you have to give everything.
Yeah.
In order to be successful, you cannot leave anything on the table. Because that one thing you left on the table may be the thing that prevents you from moving forward.
That and being selfish.
You gotta be selfish, man.
You gotta be like, but I don't mean it like being cocky, like, you know, you burning bridges and fucking over people that you dealing with.
I know exactly.
I mean it in the sense of like, you gotta give a fuck about you first.
Right.
And then you can help others around you.
Because if you don't, you can't help anybody.
Exactly.
It's gotta, at some point, it's gotta be about you.
Yeah.
It's gotta be about you.
And then, you know, these younger comics I see, man, I try and help them out. I put them on my stages. I put them on my shows. I give everybody an opportunity, but it's me first.
Yeah.
It's me first. And then once I win, then I can help everybody win around me. So,
and if you're not winning, you can't help.
Exactly.
You can't help.
That's exactly. That's how it is.
Man, I've seen you on stages with everybody.
Yeah, man. I've had some. It's still going on, man.
It's still going.
From Chappelle to Kevin Hart to Chris Rock to, you know, I tour with Gary Owen like currently.
Yeah.
I headline on my
Gary's
own.
crazy too.
Yeah, Gary, wow, man. we had a great run back in the day when I was doing comedy at Savoy.
Yeah, we did.
We did the comedy miniseries there. We did that for about 2 years.
Yeah, and that's how I met everyone. Like Ray, Ashima. I met everybody there.
Richie Ray.
Rodney Perry. That's still my guy.
Exactly, man. All good dudes. I still work with all of them. Rodney just called me last week and was like, yo, I got a gig at the Pittsburgh City Winery coming up.
When?
It's July. I think we're going to be there July 7th.
Rodney.
It's a Sunday.
Rodney.
Yeah, Rodney Perry.
Bring your ass, man.
Yeah.
We got to get Rodney.
Yeah, we going to cut up with Rodney.
That's my man.
Yeah, so I know you're going to be there.
Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there. You're doing the brunch. I already got my tickets too.
Yep, it's the brunch. Yep.
Is Rodney coming for the brunch?
No, I'm doing that with Ray and Coco Brown.
Coco, I seen that. I got it.
Yep.
I'm in.
Yep. So that's gonna be good, man. It's gonna be a good time.
That's good.
Can't wait. Ray reached out to me. He was like, man, that's your city, man. I gotta have you on the
exactly.
show.
Exactly. I went and saw him in Philly as well.
Oh yeah.
When he was performing, I forgot the name of the restaurant. It closed down.
Is it Warm Daddies?
Yeah, exactly.
Warm Daddies.
I saw him in Warm Daddies.
Because he used to have that. He did his event there on
every
Wednesday nights.
I went to one of the Wednesday nights.
Yep.
Just to rock with him.
Yep. He and I were like bouncing off of each other because back then I was doing Burn.
Yeah.
So I would bring an artist in on Tuesday at Burn, and then we would double up, and then they go to Philly and do his room. So we was doubling on the flights.
That makes
sense. What I'm saying?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Get you into Pittsburgh, and then it's a short ride over to Philly, and we would just, we would split the bread on that.
Yeah.
So it was cool.
Ray, I gotta get you in, man.
Yeah.
You gotta come in because that's my guy too.
Absolutely.
I gotta,
homie, man.
I gotta do that, man.
For sure.
So when you think about young comics, right? You think about the people, not the ones who it may not be for, the ones who feel like they're giving everything. What advice would you give them?
Okay, so it's different now. It's different from when I was coming up because the grind is different. It's changed. Social media.
Yeah.
So you got these guys who you don't really have to go to LA or New York to become a successful comedian. You can live in Kentucky, but if you're posting and you have content, eventually you're gonna get noticed.
Yeah.
So now it's all about the followers. I'm an old school guy. I write the jokes, I perform. I don't even post every day like I should.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just not.
That's not your thing, right?
It's not my thing, man. I don't. Oh, guess what I'm eating today, y'all? Or I'm at Kennywood, or I don't. Sometimes you celebrate in silence, man. I know I'm winning.
Right. You know
what I mean? And if you're showing everybody you winning, sometimes people hate on you. So I try not to.
I know that.
I try not to
intimately.
You know what I'm saying? Like you're like,
I'm loud.
John got 15 cars. How? How John got 15 cars?
I'm sexy. I'm sexy. That's my answer.
I gotta get sexy then. I got one car. I gotta get sexy.
So listen, man, I want to thank you, man.
Yeah,
I've done this a million times. You're a Rich Room veteran.
Oh, I appreciate
that,
man.
Where's your drink at, man?
Right here, man.
I want to welcome you officially to the Rich Room.
Cheers, man. I appreciate you, bro. My man.
You know it. So listen, T-Robe, it's Rich Room. This is my guy. He's a veteran. And again, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Shitter, Bitter, all that shit. Y'all know the deal. You got to find us, man.
Absolutely.
Find us. Check out the Rich Room. We got great content, great people. This is my man right here.
I'm going to shout out my website.
Funniest guy I know.
T-Robe.com. You guys go there. You can follow me.
Damn website.
Go to my website, man. And if you're on Instagram, it's T.ROBE comedy. Don't spell out the word period. It's a dot. And if you're on MySpace, you shouldn't be fucking with me anyways.
Exactly. I agree. Hey, great. Another great spotlight. T-Robe, my brother. Cheers.
I'm back.